Human beings are fascinating, and what we do for survival is incredible. And I think I grew up in a home with powerful examples of being able to withstand trauma, discomfort. I don't know. I don't even think I thought of it as strong at the time. I think I just thought, I'll do it. I just thought, maybe the way to say it is I thought, better me, that I'll survive it. And also it's so vulnerable, right? Because if people don't like the movie, I'm like, well, yeah, talk to the director. Or even if I'm the director, I'm like, I know the studio didn't give me enough money. There's like always somebody else to blame, right? But this is like, no, it's me. There's nobody else to blame. So it's much more vulnerable than any other creative endeavor I've ever taken on. And I have to say, one of the really interesting parts of it that I'm grateful for is, as I've shared the book with people, the thing that happens most is that people start telling me their secrets after they've read it. And I take that as the ultimate compliment, because it means that the book sets a table of vulnerability and intimacy where people feel like this is a safe space to share their family secrets with me. It has happened more times than I can count. From like friends, professional partners, journalists. It's been wild, and I'm really grateful, because I do feel like you asked earlier about like what I hope the impact is, and I don't think that everybody should write a book for everybody to read about all their deepest secrets, but I do think that all of us deserve to be loved in our truth. That we deserve to have spaces where we can be fully 100% ourselves and still be, or not even despite that, like because of that, be loved. And I am grateful that people feel more courage about sharing their shameful places when they see that I've entered that adventure too.
What makes you feel successful, or if that's not a word that resonates with you, like what are the sort of benchmarks or touchstones that matter to you in your life that make you feel like, okay, I accomplished something? Because you have been a relentless accomplisher of things.
That is a really good way to put it. I am relentless about accomplishing things, as the team who put this book tour together will attest to. I think it's changed a lot. It's evolved a lot through the years. I think I used to be much more focused on external validation of success, sort of traditional markers, you know. I have to be on the cover of this magazine. I remember exactly where I was sitting on the set of OPA when I got the call that I was going to be on the cover of Vanity Fair. I remember exactly where I was. And that used to, I want to get a nomination, I want to win this award, that used to be very much, for a while, that was sort of front and center. And then the pendulum swung entirely in the opposite direction, where I kind of really rejected a lot of that stuff. Like, I can't have that stuff matter, because there was like this real sense of, there was a sense of like, I don't want to want things that are not in my control. So then I started to shift my definitions of success entirely to things that I could determine, like work ethic, how hard am I trying? Do I know my lines? Am I first at work? Am I kind to the crew? Do I understand my character's intention? Did we finish on time? Those kinds of things, like the things that I had agency over. Did I do my best? So one of the most important books for me in my journey has been Julia Cameron's The Artist's Way. And it's such an important book, and I've done it many times. It's been a really long time, it's been over 15 years since I've done it, but I've done it many times. And one of the things she talks about is that the way out of failure is to just keep creating. And so that for me has really been the answer, that when I feel like I've been faced with a setback, two things. I would say one is I try to step into creativity and beauty, whether it's journaling or a museum or going to see a play or putting music on, but I try to step into some sort of creative mode because I feel like that helps me tap into hope. And then the other thing for me is service, whether it's like plugging into a political campaign or a volunteer situation or calling a friend that's having a worse time than I am. Like that, getting outside of myself to do something for somebody else has also been really helpful for me. It's one of the reasons why I keep coming back to civic engagement work, is because when things get really scary, I feel like for me, when I plug into activism, it helps me resist despair. Because when I'm in activism, I'm in community with people who are all working towards solution, and that makes me feel hopeful.